So, overeating and emotional eating, eating to cope with our dissatisfied emotions, whether it's conscious or completely an unconscious thing, is extremely common amongst the women that I work with in my practice. And I want you to know that it is highly possible to change these behaviors, change these ways that we've been doing things without shame, where we make ourselves bad or wrong for doing it, and without forcing ourselves through willpower, like sheer willpower to not have a snack after dinner and to cut yourself off at XYZ amount of food at a meal. There's actually a better way. What we find in, the studies of behavior, my background in behavioral analysis, it says before we can change a behavior, we really want to change the state that a person's in. There's three ways that we can do that. So to change our state, we can change our body, so like our posture, the way we're breathing. We can change our mental focus, and we can change our language, the way we're talking about the thing, the problem, what we want to fix, right? One of my favorite tools to actually shift the state, because it addresses all three levels, is emotional freedom technique, or EFT tapping. You may have seen this on the internet. I love it too because it's quick. You can have this in your back pocket, and it's free and it's readily available and easy and safe to use. And it helps create change in our lives in a way that's more loving and more integrating of the different parts of us that are sometimes a little bit more tender and we tend to criticize more. Food, body image are definitely in that category of things we tend to be a little critical of and hard on. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a tapping that you can use as much as it takes until it takes in order to actually shift the way that you're eating in your relationship with food and make it healthier, make it not only feel good, but also be good for you. So taking responsibility for your own well-being, all you have to do is simply tap along, follow after me, and then repeat what I'm saying either out loud or just in your own mind. Okay? Even though I sometimes eat too much, I love who I am. Even though I sometimes choose foods that I don't really want to be eating, I accept who I am. Even though I sometimes feel it's impossible to stop this, I love who I am. Even though I sometimes feel that I deserve what I'm getting, I accept who I am, just as I am. Even though I sometimes feel ashamed about how I'm eating, I love who I am. Even though I sometimes feel I'm failing because of how I eat, I choose to accept who I am. Eating makes me feel at ease, but sometimes I take it too far. If a little is good, sometimes I think more is better. It can even get out of my control sometimes. Sometimes I feel completely out of control. Sometimes I look back after the fact and I really don't like what I see. I feel like I messed up again. I really didn't want to eat that much of that thing, but I did. Sometimes it makes me feel like I have no willpower. Sometimes it feels like I'm trapped in a vicious cycle. Here the craving comes again. And part of me really wants the comfort. Part of me really wants to treat myself because I feel like I deserve to. I deserve something good. Sometimes maybe I just want to zone out because I'm overstimulated. So I go into this comfort ritual of overeating and snacking. Sometimes it's hard to leave food on my plate. I was taught it's wasteful or ungrateful. I feel like I have to finish even though it's more than I actually want. But instead of going off how I feel, I've been letting my eyes tell me when I'm done. And they always tell me the same thing. They say I'm done when my plate is empty, as if that's just the way things are. Truth is, this feels really good in the moment, but I know it isn't good for me, and I'm really ready to make a change. I really want to eat in a way that feels good and is good for me. I really want that. Maybe it's safe for me to start over with my relationship to food. Maybe it's safe for me to create boundaries in a way that feels loving. I give myself permission to change how I eat without it making me bad or wrong. I give myself permission to change without it making me bad or wrong. You know what? I give myself permission to change without making myself bad or wrong. I give myself permission to change without making myself bad or wrong. Going forward, I choose to get better and better, eating in a way that feels good and is good for me. And it's okay to learn as I go. Going forward, I'm going to start to notice the emotions that I'm having just before a craving comes. I'm curious. Give myself permission to take a pause when I notice those emotions rather than just jumping into action to fix them. I give myself permission to open up my posture and to breathe a little deeper when I start to notice a craving. Because I know my inner state is in my hands. I know I can change this. I give myself permission to take a pause when I'm zoning out with food. I give myself permission to take a pause when I notice I'm feeling around 70% full, just to see if it really is enough. I give myself permission to take a pause when I feel full, even if there's still a little food on my plate. It feels good to allow myself to pause instead of pushing through. Like I'm allowed to take my time. After all, I deserve peaceful time to take in nourishment just like everyone else does. It feels good to say enough is enough, because every time I do, I'm reconnecting to myself. I deserve to feel good in my life, and I choose to eat in a way that's good for me and good for my family. I trust that my intuition will know when something is good for me, and I will know how to listen. I choose to let my body tell me what my limits are with certain foods, and I know I will listen. I may not get it right every time, but I choose to keep showing up lovingly, applying myself, because I deserve to be well, and I know I can be well. After all, I know being healthy means that I have to be in tune with my body, and that's exactly what I want. And I know I can only do that when I'm curious and patient with her. So that's how I treat myself going forward, in body, mind, and spirit. And stop tapping and take a nice deep breath. And remember, come back to this as much as it takes, until it takes. I believe in you. You've got this. Take care.